Power Hour Hogs. That's all I got to say. Because last week, everything I said was so true. I hate being right. Like I said in last week's episode, I hope I was going to be wrong. But before we get into the meat today, because there's a lot that's going to be said in a short, compact period of time, I want your comments, okay? I reply to every single comment I possibly can, and I want to get checked. That's my favorite thing. We're honest, we're truthful, and we had so many comments last week and so many views, and I appreciate that. But we have got to discuss how poorly Chad Morris has coached the Arkansas Razorbacks. And there is one thing he should know about, which is the quarterback position. And some little schlub, chubby Bruno Mars like me should not know more about the quarterback position than the guy who recruited Deshaun Watson to Clemson and all the other mumbo-jumbo they shoved down our throats. It was nefarious, appalling, disastrous, stupid, whatever word you want to describe, to start Nick Starkel last week against Kentucky. That was, to me, one of the stupidest, craziest, nonsensical coaching decisions I've ever seen in my life. A guy who was averaging an interception for every 9 throws in his last 2 games. That's not the guy you need to start, okay, who's played one good game against Colorado State at home where they didn't have any film on him. You started that guy who has literally made some of the most disastrous decisions with the football, more so than any other quarterback I've ever seen at Arkansas. And that includes Cole Kelly and all these things. And I like Nick Starkel as a person. He seems nice, but it's the truth. Chad Morris put this guy in a position he's not ready for. And he did so for what reason? Why did you think that was going to give you the best chance to win when Ben Hicks was the healthier starter? He's been the better starter. He's not throwing interceptions. And yeah, it is a positive that Nick Starkel didn't throw any picks, but essentially he did. Because when you go for 7 of 19 for 41 yards, that means you're not taking any chances. 41 yards on 7 completions with a less than 50% completion percentage, that means you're throwing the ball scared. That means you are throwing the football in fear of throwing interceptions. He has no confidence. He doesn't grasp the offense. And the receivers have actually gotten better for Arkansas. Now, did they have their best game against Kentucky? That's up in the air. And did the pass protection have its bad moments? Absolutely. But Ben Hicks, in the short period of time when Arkansas really needed him the most, doubled the amount of passing yardage that Nicholas Starkel had for the entire game. And Chad Morris is supposed to be the quarterback guru. So you guys let me know in the comments right now, do you think that was really that bad? Because I thought it was stupid. Okay? I don't know if Chad Morris even knows what he's doing. And this, to me, is the fatal flaw of Coach Morris. And I was fortunate to get to meet him earlier this year, spend some time with him. And I think his vision is ambitious. I think his recruiting is great. I think he has some great ideas. But he is a horrible in-game coach. I've said that from the get-go. You could see it at SMU with this 14-22 record. He is not fit to be a head coach. And yeah, there's been a lot of talk about his coaching staff isn't all that great, and that's truthful too. John Chavis, as I've mentioned on my radio programs for a long time, is one of the worst defensive coordinators I've ever seen in the SEC with Arkansas. He's so bad. But here's the big thing, all right? Put Chavis aside for a second. Put aside that his defense got wrecked by a wide receiver playing quarterback. Put all that aside. I want to focus on Chad right here because this is something that I personally struggle with as well. It's a simple word that will change your life forever if you improve in this area. It's decisiveness. It's making that decision. How many times have you and your wife or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, gone out to eat and said, oh, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? What do you want to eat? We got to hurry up. I mean, and you just go back and forth, and you don't make a decision. You're not decisive, and you're just driving around. Next thing you know, it's 10:30, time to go to bed with an empty stomach. That's the problem with Chad Morris. He's indecisive. He is indecisive on who he is personally. When he started at Arkansas, he had all these crazy lingos and phrases, left lane, hammer down, power through, whatever. He doesn't do that anymore. He changed who he was. And whenever you do that and you don't really know who you are, guess what the team is going to do? They won't know its own identity. And so it's not only him personally, but it's also him when it comes to making big roster decisions. This is another sign of the indecisiveness. Sometimes the moving around of some of the offensive linemen this year haven't really made a lot of sense. But I want to focus on quarterback. So despite all this empirical evidence that we have of Nick Starkel, 7 of 19 for 41 yards against Kentucky. Awful. Against Texas A&M. Tries to tackle a defensive tackle running full speed at him. That was stupid. And then another red zone interception against Texas A&M. Gets knocked out of the game. And then, of course, the 5 interceptions against San Jose State. This guy is playing as bad as you possibly can play at the quarterback position. And he's still probably a little banged up from the injury against Texas A&M. So not only is it stupid to start him when Ben Hicks played so well in relief of Nick Starkel, it's even dumber to say this Monday that you're not making Ben Hicks the starter. You said on Monday, well, both quarterbacks are going to make first-team reps, and we're going to make a decision as the week progresses. Really? Really? That lets your team know that you can't even see who the better quarterback is. Okay? It's indecisiveness. Just say it. Any rational person believes it now. Like I told you last week, it should have been clearly obvious last week. Ben Hicks is your starting quarterback. He gives you the best chance to win. Now, is Nick Starkel, does he have a higher upside? That's debatable. But right now, with your staff reeling, your team reeling, players transferring, Devin Bush leaving, losing recruits, you have no identity. No one knows who your team is. You just need to make the one basic decision that you know. You were brought into Arkansas to be a quarterback guru. Make the decision that every Joe Schmo around the country can tell you to make right now. Just say Ben Hicks is your starter, give him the first team reps, and move on. But you can't even do that. I think he's rattled. You can see it in interviews. He's pale as a bucket. He's jittery. He doesn't know what's going on. His defensive staff is not living up to the hype. John Chavis doesn't know what he's doing. It's just a mess. And honestly, I don't know how you get out of it. So I want you to like and share this video. Give me your comments below. And I will say this, okay, and this was interesting. I had to miss the first portion of the game. I was booked to do a show, a private event, and I was booked in an area of Arkansas that had no service, okay? And I recorded the game and watched it on fast pace, whatever. But when I got back into a service area, all you guys sent me messages. It was just like coming in about how bad the quarterback play was and how right I was last week. That rarely happens. I'm rarely this right about anything. So that's why I need your comments to let me know if what I'm saying is true. What do you think about the future of the program? Let me know. Because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a bonus episode this week because I love you. I got a show in Little Rock tonight, but I'm going to record this just for you, okay? I've got the perfect fit for the future of Arkansas Razorback football, and the name will not surprise you. So that's coming up. Make sure you like the Facebook page, The Carter Bryant Show, and we will connect soon, okay? Peace.